What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 473rd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Monday, June 24th, 2019. It's good to have you guys in. We are streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So wherever you are watching, however you are accessing the show, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Let's get right to it here, guys. So I found an article on the Good Men Project. And of course, anyone who is familiar with the Good Men Project knows that that's exactly what it is, the Good Men Project. It turns men into what Rollo Tomassi likes to call betas in waiting. They give advice to men on how to be more attractive to women, how to get more women, how to be a better partner, which we all know absolutely does the opposite. Here's what it comes down to. If you take advice from websites like the Good Men Project, you will most assuredly fail. And one of the main reasons why the Good Men Project is not really a good website for men is because they have female authors, right? There's also another website called the Art of Manliness, and I think that's run by a guy and his wife. Same thing. I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand how it is that women think that they can tell men how to be men, when in actuality they know that it's almost like guys putting on like a seminar. All right, women, how to get through pregnancy. We're not qualified to tell women how to get through pregnancy. Now, men, on the other hand, we are very capable of telling women how to be women, because as we all know, nobody should take relationship advice from women, not even women. So let's just go ahead and get right to this. Let me go ahead and bring up the article. And of course, we're going to do this in the customary Donovan Sharpe way. I'm going to read the article, and then I'm going to give my commentary. So this particular article is written by Colleen Thomas. So again, the Good Men Project, author Colleen Thomas. The article is entitled 8 Things to Remember If You Are Looking for a Loyal Woman. Let me jump down here and get this started. I'm trying to get rid of all these ads here. I hate when they do this. So she says, quote, "As a single woman in her 30s, the dynamics of dating in the new urban scene are confusing. By mid to late 30s, most of us who date and live in diverse urban cities are pretty self-aware and financially independent. Yet we continue to date casually while insisting we are genuinely looking for a partner who is marriage material. The truth is," she says, "we find refuge from vulnerability in casual, undefined relationships that boast no expectations yet. And our deeper desire to known and be known by another, we unfairly apply rules of commitment to casual romances. We want honesty without making promises. We want respect without integrity. And we want loyalty without commitment." No, sweetheart. Women want honesty without making promises. Women want respect without integrity. Women want loyalty without commitment. As men, we want women, we want to be honest with our women. We really do. We want to respect our women, and we want our women to be loyal. But we ain't giving that up for free, y'all. Men of value, men with options, require women to show that they are the ones that are, we require women to prove themselves first. We require women to show that they are honest first. We require women to show that they are worthy of respect. We require women to show that they can be loyal. Women expect these things for free just because they're women, and it does not work that way. As men, we never want something for nothing, at least not real men anyway. If you're a man and you want something for nothing, then you're not a real man. We understand the simple concept of sequence and consequence. If we want something, we understand that there is a price to be paid, but not women. Oh no, Women want us to be honest with them while they lie to us. They want our respect while not being worthy of our respect, and they want us to be loyal even though they're sleeping with 5 other guys. So she continues here. She says, "To our credit, at least we know what we want. Having a clear understanding of what you're looking for in a partner is a good foundation for building a relationship. But assessing important characteristics of a person while casually dating is almost impossible. Even Chris Brown is struggling to make sense of it." What? He wants loyalty in a woman, but is disappointed to find these hoes ain't loyal. His frustration sets the stage for a much deeper conversation about how we go finding qualities in a person that can ultimately sustain a relationship. Because why should a hoe be loyal when there's no commitment? First of all, what's this woman's name? First of all, Ms. Thomas, Chris Brown. Chris Brown has never been accused of wanting a long-term relationship with a woman. Like, for serious, you're gonna compare you're gonna compare a man who is looking for a relationship of consequence with Chris Brown? Chris Brown ain't looking for a relationship. He's not looking for a long-term relationship. Now, that being said, yeah, he's right. These hoes ain't loyal. But let me go back to what she said earlier. To our credit, at least we know what we want. What? So, because you own the fact that you want something for nothing, we're just supposed to be okay with that? Well, she said she wants a man of value without having to do anything for it, but at least she owns it. No, sweetie. Owning your baggage doesn't magically make the baggage disappear. Wanting a good relationship with a man of value without having to prove yourself doesn't mean you're not the typical freeloading woman who thinks she deserves the best of everything because she has 2 X chromosomes. Then she asked, well, why should a hoe be loyal? Why should a hoe be loyal if there's no commitment? Let me answer that question. Because women need commitment a hell of a lot more than men do. You see, this is where females go wrong with their mindsets. And I say this all the time, man. Just because a man wants to sleep with you doesn't mean he wants to commit to you. He really wants to sleep with me does not equal he really wants to commit to me. At least not with men who are worth a damn. Basic dudes, low value guys, sure, right? Listen, those guys get they get a little bit of booty, they're ready to put a ring on it. But those guys, those low value guys, they're not used to having many options, so they jump at the chance to commit to anything that lets it have sex with him. But men with options aren't thinking about commitment just because she opens her legs. Women need men more than men need women. We need each other. There's no question about that. But women need us a hell of a lot more than we need them. But they're too dumb to figure it out, even though high-value men are passing them around, leaving them wondering, why don't these guys commit? So to answer her question, why should a woman who sleeps around be loyal when there's no commitment, is because she needs that commitment a lot more than he needs her. And she needs to prove that she can be loyal in order to get that commitment. That's how it works, sweetie. The sooner women understand that, or rather, the sooner women understand that they have to prove themselves to men with options first, the better off they will be. Let's continue. She says, by definition, loyalty is, quote, to be faithful or devoted to someone or something. Casual dating, then, can't possibly provide a healthy framework for a woman to be loyal to a man or vice versa. Loyalty implies that some commitment to being faithful or devoted has been established. She says loyalty has different implications in our new urban context. It's so funny. I love it when black women compare they think black love is different from white love. Or they think that black love is somehow different or special. No. Again, the hardware is all different. We all come in different colors, shapes, races, and sizes. The software is all the same. Just because, listen, okay, there are cultural differences, in a relationship between a white man and a white woman than there are between a black man and a black woman. But guess what? White women and black women both hypergamous. White men and black women, or white men and black men like women who are fit and beautiful. Anyway. In our new, so she continues, it has become synonymous with, quote, having somebody's back. In the early 2000s, when Beyonce dropped her first solo single, Crazy in Love, featuring her now husband Jay-Z, they became the prototype for the new urban love story, and her album, aptly entitled Dangerously in Love, redefined our ideas about what it means for a woman to have a man's back in urban culture. Beyonce was America's pop sweetheart who fell for the king of the streets and has become the ultimate ride or die chick. She was strong, independent, and proved that now even good suburban bred girls could or should have been loyal to the game. Hip hop introduced inner city culture to the dating game. Let's go back to having someone's back here. Here she's trying to blur the definitions. Loyalty in the streets is not the same as loyalty in a relationship. She's trying to muddy the waters here with a hip hop analogy, and men who know what's up, they're not buying that. Then of course she talks about against you, like, defending people. No, sweetheart. Loyalty in a relationship is not having sex with people who are not your boyfriend or husband. It is as simple as that. That's it. Females always try to make black and white definitions nebulous so that they can get away with bad behavior. Well, you slept with Kevin in sales, right? Or you say, you slept with Kevin in sales. I thought you were loyal. I am loyal, but I can show loyalty in so many different ways. She says, let me go back to, so she's talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce. This is the problem with black women. They're using an atypical relationship as the standard. No, Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship is unlike any other relationship out there. They have a combined net worth of almost $1.5 billion. That relationship is going to be a little bit different from the everyday brother and the everyday sister. So we should all strive to be like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Okay, fine, but you got to have a net worth of at least $1.5 billion first. Get out of here with that. These are unrealistic expectations, and this is where black women fall short. Is they compare their relationships. You got a lot of black women who are in good, solid relationships with good black men, but they're continuously dissatisfied because they're comparing their relationship to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce do not have a typical relationship. They have an atypical relationship. This is ridiculous. She continues, even if the streets didn't, quote, make you, if you're in your 30s today, hip-hop music most certainly shaped you. The, quote, new urban is very often much like Beyonce, never having seen the streets a day in her life, but influenced by their values nonetheless. Nevertheless, the realities and conditions of urban dating in your 30s are tough, and you didn't have to grow up in the inner city to feel the burden. There's a scarcity, always the threat of insecurity. Loyalty isn't just about being devoted to someone. It's about somebody being there for you when everyone and everything is seemingly against you. The new urban man wants loyalty and trust. The way new urban women wants love and affection. We withhold from one another the very things we desire the most. So she says, we want a woman who has his back. Okay, listen, she's 100% correct there, except for one thing. We only want commitment if a female is worth committing to. Only men of low value, only men who are marginal, commit right away. Only men who have few to no options need a woman's commitment. Men with options, we want commitment too, but we want it. We don't need it. A woman's commitment is like a Lamborghini. It elevates our lives, but it's not necessary. Miss Thomas here is characterizing a woman's commitment as a man's holy grail, when in actuality, it is the female's holy grail. Again, this is inverse projection, guys. She knows women need commitment to validate their entire existence. So she assumes that men do too, and she's wrong about that. She doesn't know she's wrong, and that's why she's single and childless. Well, how do you know she's single and childless? I'm glad you asked. Let me show these pictures here of Ms. Colleen Thomas. This is what Colleen Thomas looks like. You see that? Absolutely single and childless. And let's take a look at her. I actually found her on Twitter. So she's at Collie May. Classic, mystic, gypsy woman. Translation, single, childless, unstable, female. This chick tries to come off as some mystical, enlightened sage of Zen wisdom and peace. Dude, this chick is as basic as a box of Oreo cookies, and not the double stuffed kind. Listen, this is what the Good Man Project, or the Good Men Project, has writing for them. Their slogan is the conversation no one else is having. No. This is the conversation everybody is having. They're the typical feminist-inspired social justice warrior blog masquerading as the one beacon of truth and masculinity. Look at this about Colleen Thomas. This is so funny. This is so try-hard. I love it when women try to just, they think that they're just so much more, they try to come off as spiritually above everybody. Colleen Thomas is a theologian, singer, television producer, and general lover of souls. She lives in Venice Beach, California, because she thinks it's easier to see God when the sun sets over the ocean. Oh my God. Like, are you serious? Like this, again, this chick is as basic as a cardboard box. There's nothing mystical or magical about you. Jesus Christ. All right. So let's hit she actually has 8 of these particular. So again, the article is 8 things to remember when looking for a loyal female, when looking for loyalty in a woman. Forgive me for this snappy. Here we go. I'm gonna get through all the nonsense. Number 1, let's go ahead and get to it. Number 1, retire the phrase, "These hoes ain't loyal." You cannot make a case for or against a woman's display of loyalty towards you unless you've asked for her loyalty. No self-respecting woman of honor or substance should ever pledge her loyalty and allegiance to a man exclusively who hasn't asked her to. What she just said there, gentlemen, has positively nothing to do with the title of number 1. We ain't retiring that phrase because these hoes ain't loyal. That's what this is. Listen, they never have been and they never will be. What she is advising men to do here is ask for commitment and loyalty first. On its face, it seems pretty harmless, right? I mean, if you want a woman's loyalty, just ask for it. Here's the problem, and I've talked about this before. When you angle for commitment first, meaning you ask a woman for commitment before she asks you, you lose the ability to set boundaries and expectations. When you ask a woman for commitment and loyalty, you are telling her in no uncertain terms that she has done enough to warrant your commitment. You're telling her that there is no more she needs to do to earn your commitment and loyalty. Ms. Thomas knows this, and so do women. Don't get it twisted. They know this. This is why they try to wait you out. Because when you say, "Hey, would you like to be my girl?" they jump on it. They're like, "Sure." And they're all excited about it because they know you can't set expectations or boundaries. And here's how this goes. You say, "Hey, Giovanna, I want you to be my girl." She says, "Okay." Then you say, "Awesome. No texting her ex, no girls' night out, and no social media." She's going to be like, "You asked me to be your girl, not the other way around." And Giovanna would be right. You committed first, which means you relinquish the right to make any demands. And if you're still confused, think of it this way. When an athlete is negotiating a contract, he says, "Okay, Mr. Owner, I will play for you for $20 million a year." If the owner says, "Okay, player, you've got a deal," you can't say, "Okay, great. I also want use of the penthouse, a new Lamborghini, and an extra $5 million roster bonus." The owner's going to say, "Wait, you already said you'd play for us at $20 million per. I agreed to that. You can't just add things." And the owner would be right. When the athlete said, "I will play for you at $20 million a year," that was a commitment. And commitments are static, meaning they can't be changed once you make it. When you ask a woman for her commitment first and she accepts, you are no longer in position to make demands because you've told her that she has met all of the requirements necessary for your commitment. This is why you wait for her to ask for yours first, so you can tell her, "Well, here's what's required for my commitment," and then you can tell her what your requirements are. Ms. Thomas knows this, and that's why she's telling men that no woman of substance should ever pledge loyalty and allegiance to a man who hasn't asked for it first. She is literally advising men to relinquish their leverage so that women can relax, get fat, and stop putting out. Nice try, sweetie. If you like my content, like, comment, subscribe, and share. My channel does not grow without you guys sharing my videos. So text your friends, your buddies, blast us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Get the word out, guys. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter to stay in the know on all things Donovan Sharpe. And if you have a show idea, if you see a video, a blog post, or something on social media, hit me at tsr@donovansharpe.com. That is tsr@donovansharpe.com. Or you can go to the contact tab on my website, donovansharpe.com. This afternoon at 5 p.m., I am releasing an episode from the Lost Files, "Why Do Black Women Hate on Kim Kardashian?" Definitely do not want to miss that one. Also, as a patron, you will get access to my live evening show, TSR Primetime, which airs Monday through Thursday evenings at 6:30 Eastern, exclusively on Patreon. I take your phone calls. I answer your questions thoroughly, not just in the chat. We all have a great time. TSR Primetime is not YouTube friendly, but that's exactly why it's much better content. All it takes is less than 17 cents a day. So go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe to get access to more of my videos, my pictures, my audio podcast, and much, much more. Let's move to number 2. Play fair, she says. If you ignore the first suggestion, she says, at least understand that the desire for a woman to be loyal to you is an expectation. And if you have expectations of a woman, she's going to have expectations of you, and you have to be willing to honor her expectations in return. She's actually onto something here without really knowing it. She's right. Women absolutely have expectations of us. They expect us to be strong. They expect us to be masculine. They expect us to take care of ourselves. They expect us to protect them from themselves. They expect us to be men. Men of value are easy to spot, and women know this. And when they do, they know we meet all of their expectations. They don't have to tell us. They don't have to tell us what their expectations are. We already know. If a woman has to tell you what she expects, then you're not a man of value, period. So, to be honest, I don't really have any argument with this one. I don't know what that has to do with playing fair, but whatever. Number 3, look for the other ways your potential partner exhibits loyalty in her life. Oh, here we go. Is she faithful to God, family, friends, work? Which means you actually have to get to know her outside of a bed and outside of just the two of you going out together in your world. You have to enter into her world, she says, and see how she functions in other relationships and settings. If you want her loyalty someday, at least commit to making your presence in her life known sometimes. First off, women ain't faithful to God. They are faithful to whatever the strongest men are faithful to. Look at Charlie Manson, David Koresh, the Jonestown guy, right? Secondly, women are not faithful to their friends. Women are faithful to themselves. Now, this doesn't make them good or bad. It makes them women. This is who they are. Third, as a man, you ain't entering into any woman's world to see a damn thing. She needs to enter your world to show you that she can be faithful to you in your world. Just because she appears to be faithful to God, or faithful to her friends, or faithful to her family or work or work cohorts does not mean she'll be faithful to you. Oh, trust and believe. Oh, look, Shelly's a God-fearing woman. She's loyal to her friends and family, so she must be a loyal woman. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. A woman is only as faithful as her mission dictates. Never forget that. This is why she needs to show you that she can be faithful to you in your world. Gladys Knight said it best in Midnight Train to Georgia. I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mine. And every woman, without exception, feels exactly the same way. Number 4. Oh, this is a funny one. No testing. Oh, I love this. This is great. She says, quote, if you're withholding commitment and keeping a woman under an evaluation period until she proves her worth to you, that's called a test. And if you aren't clear with her about what you're testing her on, that's actually more like a pop quiz. Nobody liked pop quizzes in high school, she says. Nobody needs them in dating. Yeah, that's exactly why it's called a test. If you aren't clear with her about what you're testing her on, yeah, sweetie, that's how it works. What she's doing here, guys, is the equivalent of telling a girl what the right answer is and then asking the question, okay, Laura, I'm going to try to sleep with you tonight. But if you want me to ask you out on a second date, if you want me to take you seriously as a potential long-term mate, don't let it happen. Don't let me sleep with you. The reason for this, Laura, is because if you let me have sex with you on the first date, it automatically disqualifies you for a long-term relationship with me because I'll know that you are promiscuous and have done this many times before. So make sure you just say no when I try, okay? Get out of here with that. Are you serious with this? No testing? So I guess this goes both ways then, right? So women aren't going to test us either, right? So when we walk up and approach a woman, they're going to tell us, okay, I'm going to tell you I have a boyfriend, but I really don't. I want you to look me in the eye and tell me that he's not invited, then hand me your phone and say, save my number as Rachel so your boyfriend doesn't find out. Because if you don't, I will know you're just a fake pickup artist and not really the confident man you've presented yourself to be, so be ready. So girls are going to do that for us, right? Nobody likes pop quizzes in high school, but Colleen, dating ain't like high school. At least it's not for men. And the fact that she compared this to high school shows that women never grow old. Women grow old, they never grow up. Women prove to us all the time they never grow up. Women are stuck in high school. I'll say this all the time. Females stop maturing when they learn that men want to have sex with them. The maturation process restarts itself when those same men start to turn their attention elsewhere. That's how this goes. Then she says pop quizzes are, wait a minute. Oh, so here's the deal, right? Pop quizzes and dating with real life consequences, Ms. Thomas, are two very different things. And trying to conflate the two, it's typical female logic, which isn't logic at all. Colleen is trying to discourage men from testing women. You want to know why? Because she knows most women will fail miserably. I guess I'd say the same thing if I were a woman too. Number 5. She says, no, wait a minute. She says, dating for love or loyalty is not a street game. No, quote, one wrong move and she gets whacked. This isn't Scarface. You can't expect unconditional love from a woman without practicing it yourself. Your mistakes don't make you a failure. Hers don't either. Unconditional love. Of course, check this out, man. Miss Thomas here knows that women are utterly incapable of loving a man unconditionally. She knows that. She knows that women can't even reciprocate what they believe to be unconditional love from a man. Yet, here she is telling men that he needs to love her unconditionally to get the holy grail that is female loyalty. This is what women are doing to men, guys. They're telling you that if you do something for a woman, she will reciprocate in kind, and they know damn well that ain't true. They know it's not true. Unconditional love is both a myth and a dangerous expectation. It is bad for both men and women. With regards to the mistakes making you a failure, this again is her conflating men and women. Men and women are different, guys. I say this all the time. Women seem to not want to admit that. Sexual attraction is asymmetrical. It is not symmetrical. The things that make us attractive to women are not the same things that make women attractive to us. In the same vein, a man's mistakes are not equal to a woman's mistakes, and I'll give you a few examples. Cheating. Let's just hit the big one, cheating. A man who cheats is forgiven by his woman much more frequently than a woman who cheats on a man. We see this all the time. If a girl is out with a guy and she finds out he cheated on her last boyfriend, she's not turned off by that. That's a mistake, yeah, but she's not worried about that. You flip the script. If a man finds out a woman cheated on her last boyfriend, he's like, whoa, don't want that to happen to me. Here's another one. A man who has 2 baby mamas is not as unattractive as a woman who's got 2 baby daddies. A man who has a criminal record is more arousing than a female who has a criminal record. Guys, I could go on forever, but a man's mistakes don't hurt him nearly as much on the dating market as a woman's. Now, legally in the real world, men, we pay for our mistakes a lot more and a lot more severely than females do, but not on the dating market. A man's red flags make him attractive. A woman's red flags make her radioactive. Is this fair? Probably not, but life ain't fair. Deal with it, ladies. Number 6, no woman is flawless. Not even Beyonce. So you can tell that she already worships Beyonce. Not even Beyonce, she says. I'm sure she gets on Jay's nerves sometimes too. It's sweet that men like to praise and compliment women, but it also delays reality. If you approach a woman expecting to meet her flaws, you'll be disappointed when they show up, and you'll probably find you still like her anyway. You know, it's funny that she thinks men think Beyonce is flawless. I don't know. I don't know. If you're into 37-year-old, post-wall black women, okay, whatever, fine. But what she is doing here is she is displaying her female nature. Oh, it's so sweet that you'd like to praise and compliment me, but we're not flawless. I come with flaws. But then in the same breath, she'll moan and groan about, well, he never compliments me. He never praises me. He doesn't appreciate me. Dude, women never know what the hell they want, man. Unbelievable. Number 7, no risk, no reward. Love is a risky business, she says, because women are human. Just like other humans, your mother, your father, your brother, your cousins, they will disappoint you at one time or another. But that doesn't mean they aren't loyal. It means they have issues just like you. As we get older, she says, and experience more rejections and letdowns in love, willingly setting ourselves up for taking that risk again for love takes great courage. Women are human, she says. Translation, her humanity gives her a free pass and an excuse for her bad behavior. You cheated on me. Well, you can't blame me. I'm only human. Your family disappointing you is not the same as your girlfriend or wife disappointing you. Women always try to compare themselves to other people who get an automatic pass. Your family gets a pass because they're your family. A woman you're dating is not your family. Them disappointing you is not the same. And again, with the issues and the baggage and the red flags, not the same. A man's issues make him attractive, and a female's issues do not. She keeps trying to conflate men and women. Every woman does this. Finally, number 8, she says, trust your instincts. If you like a woman a lot, see potential in her, it's clear that she has a good heart, just ask her to give you a chance. It worked in high school, didn't it? You ask, she says yes or no. Worst case scenario, you break up one day, but at least you had a great time with a great girl, and most likely you become a better man for the next woman who comes along. Are you kidding me with this? Like, for serious? Like, did she actually, did she do this on purpose? First off, just because she has a good heart doesn't mean she's going to be good to you. Guys, I've been cheated on women who are genuinely good people. One girl cheated on me. She had a soft spot for homeless people. Sweetest girl in the world. Another girl who cheated on me used to buy groceries for the elderly lady who lived next door because her disability wouldn't cover it. Guys, as sweet as this didn't stop them from being women. This didn't stop them from running around. She'll be the world's greatest human, and she'll still sleep around while she's in a relationship. Don't get it twisted. Secondly, here she goes again with men asking for a woman's commitment. Ask her to give you a chance, gentlemen. If your value is high enough, she will ask you to give her a chance, not the other way around. And here we go with the high school thing again. Newsflash, Colleen, the real world ain't high school, no matter how much you want to believe it is. Well, it worked in high school, it'll work now. Well, nobody likes pop quizzes in high school, nobody likes them now. You know what? You want to know something? Colleen Thomas has not been attractive since she was in high school. That's why she keeps comparing everything to high school. Then she goes with this worst case scenario. At least you had you break up and at least you had a good time. Let me give you the likely scenario. Okay? Girl meets guy. Guy asks girl to give him a chance. She gleefully accepts. After a few months, she gets bored with guy, starts sleeping with Dave, the unemployed guitar garage band player who may or may not be here illegally from Canada. Guy finds out. She apologizes to never do it again, continues to sleep with Dave, and finally puts him out of his misery when she monkey branches to Dave. But hey, you had a great time with a great girl, and you're a better man for the woman who will do literally the same thing with one difference. Instead of Dave, it'll be his best friend, this dude named Kevin who works at a sales department. Gentlemen, this is why we can never let women into male spaces. I'm not sure how the Good Man Project started out here, but I'd like to think that it was a group of guys who just wanted to launch a website that taught men how to be better men. But like everything else, it's been infiltrated and subsequently corrupted by women, advising men to do the things that literally encourage women to be the worst girlfriends and wives they can possibly be under the guise of advice. Guys, do yourselves a favor and never, ever take relationship advice from women. You'll thank me later. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see my patrons tonight at 6:30.